start on time, but I'm absolutely overwhelmed to see Dolly there behind Melissa. I've just taken my breath away.
Dolly is helping us give over 74,000 Kansas kids a free book every month.
That's great.
Yep.
Just great.
Yep.
Okay, well, I'll call the February 9th meeting of the Commissioners Task Force to order. The meeting is being live streamed on YouTube so the public may observe. I welcome those that are listening as well as the members of the task force. Today's agenda has been provided. Are there any other changes? If not, a motion to approve the agenda would be in order. And that's Bert and Tracy. Thank you. All in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed, motion carries. Thank you. The minutes of the December 8th meeting should be there for your review. Are there any additions or corrections? If not, a motion to approve would be in order. Janet, did I? Yeah. And Jamie. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. So it appeared. And Doug, it's all yours.
Thank you, Chairman Porter. Everything good?
Yes.
Okay. So this month we've got 21 ESSER 3 changes. Of those 21, 13 are using up the rest of their allocations. That'll bring the value of their plans to 34 million, but there's only about $1 million in new expenditures in this batch. So as we go through them, Blue Valley's just moving some money around, no net change. Uniontown uses the rest of theirs up. Chautauqua uses the rest of theirs up for an added teacher's salary. Ottawa is using the rest of theirs up for some salaries. Then Sylvan Grove added a teacher, and so that uses the rest of theirs. Golden Plains is just moving some money around because of over or under expending. Ellsworth uses the rest of theirs up for some letters training. And then Kingman moved some money around when they added a teacher, but they actually freed up some more funds. So they went the wrong direction, freed up $18,000. Then Ellenwood uses the rest of theirs up, a couple of new hires. Belle Plaine moving some money around to pay for some letters training or associated cost. Sterling had $36 left. That went towards a substitute teacher. Paradise uses the rest of theirs up for a para. Otis Bison just moving some money around for software. Hillsboro, couple of new hires and salaries there, uses the rest of theirs. Boisington just moving some money around for some salaries, and Santa Fe Trail moving money around for curriculum. Then Easton uses the rest of theirs up. They had a couple of new hires that they put that money towards. Winfield uses the rest of theirs up for some salaries. Crest paying for a teacher's aide with that little bit of money there that uses the rest of theirs up. Harrington hired a social worker that uses the rest of their allocation. And then Oswego just moving some money around to purchase a new bus. And so, as I said at the beginning, total value is close to 34 million, but it's $1 million in new expenses. As we look at the teaching and learning piece, we're still setting at about 79 to 80%. So things are looking good. That gets us down to $9 million left that hasn't been planned for. So out of 768 million, feel like we're in a pretty good spot right now.
After we vote, I want to come back to that page because I've got some questions about the future. So let's Are there any questions related to any of the recommendations for today? It appears to me that people really have their act together when it comes to that we see very little ineligible. It's been months since we've seen anything ineligible. So it looks like everybody has pretty much understands where they need to be. And are you having to reject things before they get to us?
We still send some back for comments or clarifications, but we've always tried not to bring anything ineligible to you all unless the district wants us to push it. But for the most part, mainly it's just clarification on exactly what it is they want to do, and we've been moving them through pretty quick.
Yeah, I want to welcome somebody back to the group. Frank Harwood, of course, was an original member, and he retired, and then like some of us, failed retirement and jumped out of the frying pan back into the fire. But anyway, in a different capacity, Frank, we welcome you back to this Friday afternoon get together.
That was my main reason for coming out of retirement. I had Friday afternoons open for 7 months, and now I couldn't take it anymore.
Well, I understand that because this is, of course, as I've said before, is the most exciting thing I do in my life. So
We
look
knew
forward to
you'd
seeing
miss us, Frank.
Okay, well, let's get to the business. If there are no questions, a motion to approve the recommendations today would be in order.
This is Bert, and I so move.
Thank you, Bert. Second by Melissa. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? I saw no opposition. Now, if you go back to that page that shows the expenditure, everything, kind of the compilation.
This one?
Yeah, yeah. Is what's left concentrated into a few school districts, or is it spread out pretty well across? Or are there several?
I do not have an answer for that. I'm not sure where we land. I would guess we've got a lot of those like $37 ones that you saw go through this month that just cleaning up a little bit of what's left. I'm not aware of anybody that's got a big pot of money, but I could be wrong.
Okay, and at our next meeting is going to be April the 5th. At that time, we may want to, if I recall, a couple of sessions ago, there was one district that had $1 left, and I don't know that we need to meet and have discussion or have them go through a bit major process to spend $1. So I want to discuss with this group whether or not at a certain level we can just let the people in the department make those decisions instead of having districts go through a whole lot to spend $1. I probably wouldn't spend it. In that case. So I'd like for us
It goes back to the treasury if you don't spend it.
Yeah, but I'm talking about not having to come to us for approval for some really like $36 or $1 or something like that.
Mr. Chair, this is Melissa. Is there a certain lid to that latitude, an amount not to exceed, or an amount under a certain dollar amount that this group would feel? Because I in theory, I agree.
I think
This is Bert, and I would, just throwing out a number, I would say anything under $500, we don't necessarily have to vote on. The gentleman there, or the individuals at the State Department, not necessarily all gentlemen, who have been doing this work now for almost 3 years, in my opinion, have done an excellent job. And so I trust them. So if you're inclined, my motion is anything under or over $500, bring to us. Under 500, they can choose it.
Okay, I'm not going to take a motion today, but you can make that next time out because I want to put that in the agenda so that people at least know what we're talking about before we vote on it. Then I'll call on you the next meeting, Bert, to make that motion. But thank you for that.
All right, I'm sorry. I was just trying to expedite it.
Yeah, I know. I'm that way too, but you know, we're in state government and you got to do things strange sometimes. Okay, Tracy.
Yeah, my question or comment is, I mean, as long as it's allowable under the federal statute, the ESSER statute, if we don't have to meet, I mean, I think that would be the only consideration. Otherwise, I completely agree with Bert because I know a lot of you people have very busy and important schedules, and maybe meeting over $36 is not worth your time.
Okay, well, thank you. I think that now the only question I would have is whether Bert was questioning Doug whether or not the male population of the department were gentlemen or whether there were like female members of your team. That could be interpreted either way. And so I was just wondering how that went.
I
Well,
was
that does
I
not
was
require a
interpreting it
response.
as all individuals.
Okay. I think that we have expanded. We have gone further than we should have today. I thank you for your participation. Look forward to seeing you on April the 5th, and we are adjourned.